Guys, welcome back to another episode where we are transforming this abandoned house. If you haven't caught the last week's video, we ripped out the old siding, we house wrapped this thing, and then we threw on the brand new siding that looks incredible. But on today's video, we're gonna start tackling the painting of this house. It came from an ugly mess, now we have beautiful siding, and we're gonna give it a beautiful paint job. So when it comes to prepping a house, especially brand new construction like this, well, it's not brand new, but brand new siding, there's not a whole lot of prep to do except for a whole lot of caulking. There's not a whole lot of holes that we need to really fix just because it's lap siding, so the overlap is covering the existing holes, but we still have trim pieces and all that stuff. Now, the big idea behind all this caulking is not only cover up by the nail holes, but we have all these moisture gaps the water, rain, bugs can get into and start attacking it from the inside. This is where the caulk comes in. There's a bunch of different stuff you can use, but from my understanding is that there is stuff that's exterior that cures in 20 minutes that you could start painting. And that stuff doesn't have the best elasticity movement that we need for the outdoors. And then there's this stuff like this, like Dynaflex, not a sponsor of this video, but it is one of the most extreme ones that I have found so far that it cures a little bit longer. It takes like an hour before you can paint, but when it does cure, it has far more flexibility, elasticity for the wood movement to take place. Now, you probably noticed I have this band on I have killed my arm so much from all the hammering, the framing, the nail gunning, that I got a pretty wicked case of tennis elbow. So, you know, your boy's broken. Let's get to work. You know, I was under the delusional impression that caulking is going to be really fast because there's not a lot of stuff to caulk in terms of nails. And then you forget all this little stuff, these little corners that have to be sealed together. Classic Alex, underestimating everything. Always got to learn things the hard way. If I can give you guys any kind of advice to make your life easier doing this stuff, get these rubberized painter's gloves. A pack of like 5 is like 10 bucks or something like that. It makes caulking a lot easier, which leads me to my next point. When you do these nail holes, use your 2 fingers and go with the grain, not against the grain, because what you want to do is you want to get that sealant inside the cavity, but you also don't want to create a divot, because if you create a divot and you paint it, it's gonna look like dog crap. So don't do that. How do I know that? I did that on my last house. It sucked. What the frick? I just took a money shot to my chest. It's weird being on the other side of that phrase. Guys, growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of Saturday mornings. You got your Saturday mornings cartoons, bowl of cereal. Well, now with my lifestyle, that doesn't fit my way of life, and that's why I'm really proud to announce the sponsors of today's video, Magic Spoon. With Magic Spoon, I'm able to enjoy my childhood favorites once again. As somebody like myself who's always watching the sugar intake, it is extremely difficult to find a cereal that fits my lifestyle. Well, Magic Spoon fits the bill. Magic Spoon brings you a high protein meal or even a treat that tastes like you remember, and you can enjoy it any time of day. It's a great snack for me. Magic Spoon cereals contain 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 net grams of carb in each serving, and that's only 140 calories per serving. Magic Spoon also fits a variety of lifestyles. It's high protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, and naturally flavored. Magic Spoon's variety pack has something for everybody between their frosted flavor, their cocoa flavor, their fruity, and my personal favorite, the peanut butter. Your boy loves this peanut butter. Magic Spoon is a cereal that's reinvented. It's that cereal that you remember as a kid that's being so delicious, yet it's upgraded with grown-up ingredients, nothing artificial. So pick up a variety pack today. Head to magicspoon.com/build it, or simply click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BUILDIT at checkout to receive $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that they're backed by a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't enjoy this cereal, they will refund you your money, no questions asked. So that's again, magicspoon.com/build it, promo code BUILDIT at checkout to receive $5 off your order. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to painting this house. Hey, folks, checking in. All the caulking is done. I went through 15 tubes of caulk. That's probably, I think, 10 more tubes than I thought it would take. I'm just naive sometimes. But today is a great day because we're gonna start laying paint. So here's my setup. The paint we're going with is a product from Sherwin-Williams, not sponsored, but I've used this product before. It's a Superior paint and primer, and it's an exterior acrylic latex. Super tough, super durable. The guy said I don't need to lay down a primer just because the board's already primed. But also when they say when you do 2 coats, the first one's your binding coat and the second one is your kind of finishing coat. The hardware they're using with, this is Old Faithful, Betsy here, Wagner 170. This is an airless sprayer. That means you don't have to dilute the paint or anything. Throw it in there. I think they're retailing for in that $300 range, $350 range. But man, it's a workhorse. I've painted multiple houses with it. Got my little attachment, want to make my life a little bit easier. And from that point on, we're just gonna have fun with it. This whole time, I think I'm working way more than I should be. I'm painting my trim right now, we're gonna paint the trim a different color later. But the part that's super important is getting the sides of the trim, because when you roll it on, you just roll on a nice clean coat here, and the sides, you don't have to worry about them, because that's what new construction homes, they do. It's an interesting thing. Like why, but at the same time, does it really matter? I don't think it does. I'm really starting to regret not ripping out these bushes before painting. Made my life so much easier than getting all these weird clogs, which they're not a problem. They happen with almost all guns, but I think it's just getting gunked up on top, so it causes it to splatter a little bit. Nothing we can't overcome. Another clog. Only 1,000 more to go. So when you do these little detailed pieces, you want to have it spraying linearly, and then you want to do these short bursts. That way you don't put too much in there, and it's a little bit more controlled. So first coat is on the front here. We're gonna start moving on towards the garage. I am seeing some stuff kind of start drying up already. And by the looks of it, you can kind of see some almost like street marks, like it needs another coat. From my experience from buying expensive paint, usually it's like a 1 coat and done. But I'm not gonna jump the gun and start adding another coat there. I'm gonna let it cure. And then once I'm done at the back of the house, I'll come back forward here and might be convinced otherwise. Maybe we'll have to put another coat. Although this one looks great so far. We'll see, we'll just see. Oh, this might be dangerous. Only one way to find out. Off to do some shady doo-da, doo-da. Off to do some shady doo-doo-da day. Don't try this at home, kids. I really hope my wife doesn't see this part. So the funny thing is, our original paint color that Irene and I came up with, we wanted to make it like stand out, something completely different, nothing that we've ever done before. And we agreed on doing it black. And the house was, we were afraid the house would look smaller, but when we had the tar paper, it looks just fine. It actually looked cooler black. So we agreed on doing black with white trim and then like natural wood shutters, a lot of greenery up front. And we thought, such a great idea. But then my neighbor came over, and they're the sweetest couple in the world. They're like, please, please don't paint it black. Make this house and the street look cute. So here we are. And fortunately, they said that their last house was brown and it faded all the time. The house got hotter, so they basically begged me not to paint it. So here we are, a little bit less maintenance. What do you guys think about that? What do you think of how black with white trim and natural wood tones would look? I think it look cool. Oh, almost forgot. Speaking of color, the color that I'm going with, it's called Shushugi White from Sherwin-Williams in a satin. Our house in my main house, that's the color. And we had 3 different neighbors walk by and ask, what's the name of these colors? So long story short, 6 months later, 3 houses in my neighborhood are painted this color. This is one of those silly things, but I can't recommend this enough. If you're gonna get a sprayer like this, get this little extension one. It's about 10 inches longer. You might not think it's a lot because you can have a long one for like ceilings, but the reality is the little 10-incher will help you with the little stuff like this, but also it kind of gives you more maneuverability versus if it's stuck just at this gun right here, this hose doesn't give you enough flex to go around. So it's one of those things I can't speak more highly of it. Guys, everything's going according to plan for the first time ever. It's spraying well, good quality paint. You cannot go wrong with it. You're never gonna regret it. Cheap paint you will, because you're gonna have to do layer after layer, but this is phenomenal. And the sprayer, I've used this Wagner 170 multiple projects, and here's how you can tell it's a good sprayer. First of all, there's no crazy adjustments you need to make. We have a nice even fan pattern. Usually when there's like a breaking in the middle like this and the outside, that's when you have to increase the flow. We can't control the flow, it's perfect. The tip that I'm using is a 515 tip, which is perfect for solid paint. And then like the 300s are for like lacquers and stains and stuff like that. But it's going phenomenal. I'll link that in the description below. You guys can go check it out. I don't know if I have a promo code for or anything, but I'm gonna finish off this last little section here. And then tomorrow, once this all dries, we'll start doing the trim. It's really exciting what we're gonna do with the trim. All right, so 2 coats of paint went on. I just didn't wanna mess around with it, didn't wanna have any extra work to do the next day. So we have 2 solid coats, looks fantastic. We're starting on the trim today. We're going with the same material of paint, the super paint. The color is tricorn black. It's nice because it's not technically jet black and it's not charcoal, but it's somewhere down the middle, which kind of gives us another really subtle kind of tone to it. So I have my little roller here, and this part should go relatively smoothly, but you know, we can never predict these days. And of course, I poured way too much paint. And here I said things are gonna go smoothly. All right, that should give me enough to roll it off. You know, I'm usually a fan of these little contractor packs where they'll have like the tray, the brush, the roller, but this one sucks because they don't have like good little grates right here to like roll it off. So you just almost got this like clunk there, and then you have to like spread it out and then go. It's such a mess. I think if I was to redo it again, I'd just invest in a nice roller and a nice pan. Make my life a little bit easier. Too sketchy. Too sketchy to do that. So here's how we're gonna create some extra flair here. There's no trim here, but this attic vent, we're gonna trim it out. So I'm gonna tape this off and I'm gonna create this perfect triangle and paint everything black in here, which it's a dated style, but it's gonna make it pop, which is gonna be awesome. So I know it's an unpopular decision, but you see me lifting this drip edge, and the reason why is I'm gonna be replacing it. And the reason why is because I bought the stainless steel stuff, or the aluminum, actually it's steel, as opposed to getting, it's not stainless, it's galvanized steel. Anywho, I'm doing that because that's the only stuff that I had, and I put it on, and now I'm regretting it because I wanna get the black stuff on there, so it's a black drip edge, and that'll look so much better. And I could have done it the first time, but they didn't have enough pieces. So here I am just throwing money at the wind and making my mistake. So that's why I'm doing that. So, you know, what else is new? So I'm not painting the door. The door is gonna have to get replaced. This is the creepiest door I've ever seen. There's like a hand-painted flower in the middle of the little pea-pie thing. I don't have money right now to get a new door because I want something with glass that kind of opens this up, but we'll definitely get a new door. So I'm not gonna worry about painting it yet, but wait till you see the door I got my eye on. It's pretty slick. Okay, so the surprise I was talking about, it finally showed up. Check this out. I ordered these shutters from Amazon. Kind of interesting. I like how they look. They're already black, which is perfect. It's got a little wood grain, but the surprising part to me is that it's plastic. Which kind of now makes sense why they were like 50 bucks for a pair. But also, I'm not too down on it because they kind of have to be plastic outside. If it was wood, it'd probably kind of give me a hard time over time. So I guess this is the least amount of upkeep. Now, I'm gonna go throw them on and see how they look. You know, they go on really easy. I mean, surprisingly, it's just 4 screws that are black tip covered, so that covers all the, you know, imperfections, but it's awesome. Here, let me show you this big reveal now. Guys, I'm so excited how everything turned out. It is so perfect, especially considering where it came from and where it is now. But make sure you tune in next week. We'll be putting in a giant patio here. And spoiler, we will not be using concrete or pavers. There's this crazy cool product we just found. Tune in this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye.